All right, troops, strap yourselves in because there's big news rolling out of Celtic Park. And it's the kind that's got the fans talking. Dazen Maida, the same lad that's been tearing it up in the hoops, is now at the center of some heavy transfer chatter. And no, we're not talking about your usual paper rumor nonsense. We're talking serious bids, bold statements, and a value tag that'll make even the richest clubs blink twice. So here's the crack. The Japanese forward, who's been nothing short of sensational this past season, is catching eyes across the continent. The boys had a stormer, stepped up when Kyogo wasn't there, led the line like a true number 9, and smashed home 33 goals in 52 games. That kind of form doesn't go unnoticed, does it? Especially when he's not just banging them in, but working the pitch like a machine, pressing, running, stretching defenses, and giving defenders nightmares from first whistle to last. Enter Fenerbahce. The Turkish giants fancy a go at signing Maida, and apparently they've gone ahead with an opening offer. But here's where it gets daft. Word is they slapped down a bid of just over £8 million, and to put it mildly, Celtic weren't having any of it. Laughed out the door, some say, and honestly, can you blame them? That's not even in the same postcode as what Maida's worth to this club. We're talking about a key player, a fan favorite, and a forward who's consistently delivered when it's mattered most. Celtic have made it crystal clear if Fenerbahce, or anyone else for that matter, want to even start a serious conversation about Dyson, they'll need to come back with a bid around £21 million. That's the number floating about. And while it might sound hefty to some, when you look at the impact Maida's had, it starts to feel fair. The guy came in for just over £1 million in 2022, and now he's one of the most dangerous forwards in the Scottish Premiership. That's not just good business, that's brilliant recruitment, and it's exactly why Celtic aren't keen to let him go for pennies. Now, there's another layer to this story that makes things even more interesting. Down in North London, Ange Postecoglou, the very manager who brought Maida to Glasgow, might be on his way out of Tottenham despite lifting the Europa League last season. And that uncertainty has stirred up talk that Spurs could be looking to move for Maida as well, should Postecoglou stay and look to reshape his squad. There's history there, no doubt. Ange knows what Maida brings, how he fits into his system, and what kind of relentless energy he injects into the final third. If Tottenham decide to act, Fenerbahce could find themselves completely priced out of the race. But let's be honest here. From Celtic's perspective, Maida is not just a player you offload unless the offer is right. And by right, we're not talking about lowball numbers. We're talking about top dollar, because that's what his contributions have earned him. The Hoops are no longer in a place where they need to sell to survive. There's structure, success, and ambition at Parkhead, and players like Maida are central to all that. The idea of him leaving only makes sense if the club can reinvest smartly and replace his work rate, his goals, and his influence. And that's no easy task. It's also worth remembering that Celtic aren't just selling a forward who scores goals. They'd be letting go of a symbol of this new era. A player who embodies the high-octane, full-throttle approach that's become a hallmark of their recent style. You take Maida out of that setup, and you don't just lose goals. You lose the pressing engine, the defensive cover from the front, and the chaos he creates just by being a constant threat. That's why it's no surprise that any offer that doesn't reflect his full value is being tossed aside without a second glance. And while Fenerbahce are reportedly dead set on bringing him in as a replacement for Alan Saint-Maximin, they'll need to dig a lot deeper into their pockets if they really want to make that happen. Turkish reports claim negotiations are still ongoing, but unless they're willing to pay what Celtic are asking, this deal's going nowhere fast. Now let's talk about Maida himself. The lad's never been one to kick up a fuss or make transfer noise. He's all about the football. Head down, work hard, deliver on the pitch. That's his way. There's been no public flirting with other clubs, no social media stunts, none of that carry on. Just performance after performance and a connection with the fans that feels real. It's part of why the idea of him leaving feels so tough to swallow. He's become a part of the fabric here, and replacing someone like that isn't just a matter of signing the next big thing. It takes time, it takes chemistry, and it takes the right player with the right mindset. So for now, Celtic fans can take some comfort knowing that the club aren't budging unless the right money's on the table. They've set their stall out, and if the suitors want Maida, they'll have to pay proper. This isn't a fire sale. This is a team with standards, with ambition, and with every right to hold firm. We'll see how the story unfolds over the next few weeks, but one thing's for sure. Celtic are playing hardball, and rightly so. When you've got a player like Dazen Maeda, you don't just sell. You make sure the next chapter, whether it's in Glasgow or somewhere else, is written on your terms. Now, as we dig deeper into this whole Maeda situation, it's worth talking about the bigger picture, the kind of ripple effect a move like this could cause, not just for Celtic, but across the football landscape. See, when a club like Celtic sets a high price on a player, it sends out a message, a clear statement about their ambition and confidence in the squad they're building. It tells the world that this isn't a club to be taken lightly or forced into a quick sell. Celtic are firm in their vision, and they know the value their players bring on and off the pitch. And with Maeda, that value ain't just measured in goals or assists. It's about what he brings to the team spirit, the daily grind, the training, the locker room buzz, and the way he fits in the Postecoglou's fast-paced system. He's a player who presses from the front with relentlessness taken on defenders, creating chances not just for himself but for others, and often dragging defenders out of position to open up spaces for his teammates. That kind of work rate is pure gold, especially in the way Celtic play under Ange's style. High energy, high intensity football that wears down opponents over 90 minutes. Losing a player like Maeda would force a serious rethink on how the team operates up front. The way he combines with others, his sharp movement off the ball, and his knack for finding the net at crucial moments means replacing him isn't just about finding another goal scorer. It's about finding a player who can do all of that and more. That's a tall order, and one that would no doubt shape the transfer plans for the summer. But there's more to this tale than just Celtic and Fenerbahce. Across the channel, Tottenham's interest adds another twist to the saga. With Postecoglou potentially on the brink of leaving Spurs despite their European success, the club's future is hanging in the balance. Should Ange stay, the chance to bring Maeda back into his squad might become very real. The Australian manager clearly rates the Japanese forward highly, having brought him to Scotland in the first place and integrated him so effectively into his tactical plans. Yet the uncertainty of Spurs means nothing is set in stone. Owner Daniel Levy's thoughts about the future of his managerial team could decide whether Tottenham pursue Maeda or look elsewhere. And even if they do want the striker, Celtic's hefty price tag will be a major hurdle. Levy is known for his sharp negotiating skills and for keeping a tight grip on the club's purse strings, so any deal would have to make sense financially, as well as sportingly. Meanwhile, Fenerbahce's eagerness to snap up Maeda stems from their need to fill the gap left by Alan St-Maximin, who's a creative spark but maybe not quite the finisher they require. The Turkish side sees Maeda as a forward who could bring more goals and a different kind of presence up front. But their initial bid was far too low to even get a proper look-in, which shows there's a mismatch between what they want and what Celtic demand. This kind of standoff is classic football business. Clubs test the waters with lowball offers, hoping to catch the selling team off guard. But Celtic, confident in Maeda's worth and their own position, have made it clear they won't settle for less than what they believe is a fair price. It's a game of patience, negotiation, and strategy, and Parkhead aren't the kind to blink. First, when it comes to their key assets. From the fans' perspective, this saga is both exciting and nerve-wracking. On one hand, everyone wants to see their star players getting recognition and big moves to bigger leagues or clubs. On the other hand, losing a player who's become so important to the team can be unsettling, especially when the transfer market often throws up uncertainty and long waits. Supporters want reassurance that Celtic won't be left short up front, and that whoever comes in to replace Maeda will be up to the task. One thing's for sure, though, the story of Dazen Maeda isn't just about transfers and money. It's about the rise of a player who's become a symbol of Celtic's recent resurgence. His journey from a relatively modest signing to one of the league's deadliest forwards is a testament to hard work, adaptation, and the right fit within a team's philosophy. And beyond the pitch, Maeda's presence helps Celtic maintain a diverse and global image, connecting with fans in Asia and around the world. That kind of international profile is valuable in today's football scene, where clubs are more than just local teams. They're brands, cultural ambassadors, and global businesses. Keeping hold of a player who carries that kind of appeal makes sense not just from a sporting perspective, but from a wider club strategy angle too. As the transfer window ticks on, all eyes will be on Celtic's boardroom and the potential suitors for Maeda. Whether it's Fenerbahce digging deeper or Tottenham waiting in the wings, the pressure will be on to see who can meet the asking. price and convince both club and player that a move is the right step. For now, though, it's a waiting game filled with speculation negotiations and the kind of drama that keeps football fans glued to their screens. And in the meantime, Maida continues to train, play, and contribute like the professional. He's focusing on the game ahead and the next chance to make a difference on the pitch. Whatever happens next, the lad's already left his mark on Celtic. History, and that's no small feat for a player who's still got so much more to give. Before we proceed, subscribe to our channel and enable notifications to receive all exclusive news about Celtic FC. Don't miss any details about your favorite team. It's extremely important for Celtic FC fans. Could Celtic be on the verge of landing one of Belgian football's brightest young talents? The Parkhead rumor mill has gone into overdrive this week, with whispers from Brussels suggesting that Michel-Ange BALIKWISHA has given the green light to a move to the hoops this summer. The 23-year-old Belgian winger, currently plying his trade at Royal Antwerp, has reportedly said yes to the idea of donning the famous green and white hoops, setting tongues wagging from Glasgow's East End to the terraces of the Jupiler Pro League. Although no official word has emerged from either club, sources close to the player have hinted that he is keen on a new challenge, and Celtic Park might just be the perfect stage. BALIKWISHA, known for his blistering pace and flair on the flanks, has enjoyed a breakout season with Antwerp, playing a pivotal role in their recent domestic campaigns and making headlines in European fixtures. His technical prowess and eye for goal have not gone unnoticed, and it is understood that Celtic boss Brendan Rodgers is an admirer of the versatile forward. The move would make sense for the Scottish champions as they prepare for another assault on the Champions League group stages. Reinforcements out wide are said to be a priority, and BALIKWISHA's style seems tailor-made for Rodgers' dynamic system. However, there remains a degree of caution among supporters, with memories still fresh of previous transfer sagas that ended in disappointment. Adding fuel to the fire, Belgian media outlets have been reporting that BALIKWISHA has already agreed to personal terms with the boys, pending negotiations between the two clubs. Antwerp, for their part, are believed to be reluctant sellers but may be tempted by a significant offer, particularly given the financial clout Celtic can muster following their recent successes. Yet, as always in the swirling world of football, transfer rumors, nothing is set in stone. BALIKWISHA's camp has remained tight-lipped, and Celtic have offered the standard no comment when pressed about the speculation. But for now, the possibility of seeing the Belgian blaze down the She wings at Celtic Park next season is enough to get fans dreaming. Could this be the dawn of a new BALIKWISHA era at Parkhead? Only time will tell, but one thing's for certain. The boys faithful will be watching this space very closely. Hello fam, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel as it means a lot to Celtic FC. Also, share your opinion about the news in the comments below. See you in the next video.